Not because the world told me to. Not because the throne demanded it. Not because tradition whispered it into my ears, but because when I looked at you, I knew my life had already chosen its direction. There was no struggle, no second thought, no weighing of choices. The moment I saw you, everything else faded like mist before the sun. My baby, I decided it for you, because in you I found the quiet my soul had been searching for, the peace that all the victories of kings could never bring. I have lived surrounded by battles, some fought with swords, others with words, and many within myself. I was raised to carry burdens, to walk paths paved with duty and expectation, and yet through it all, there was an emptiness I could never silence. Then you came, like dawn breaking after years of endless night, and suddenly, I understood. My battles, my scars, my victories, they were never meant to be mine alone. They were meant to prepare me for you, to shape me into the man who would stand beside you, protect you, love you beyond measure. My baby, I decided it for you, because every hardship only makes sense if it leads me back to you. The world may call it foolish, may say that love is too fragile a thing to build a life upon. But they are wrong. Love is not fragile. It is fierce, unbreakable, relentless. It does not bend beneath the weight of crowns, or crumble beneath the pressure of empires. It only grows stronger. And so I stand here, willing to burn every bridge behind me, willing to shatter every chain that binds me, willing to defy the destiny that was written for me, because I have written a new one, and it begins and ends with you. My baby, I decided it for you, and there is no force strong enough to undo that choice. You may not know how deeply this decision runs, how far its roots stretch into the very core of who I am. But one day, when the world seems too heavy, when doubts creep in, when silence grows thick, remember this: I am here, unshaken, unbroken, and forever yours. My baby, I decided it for you, not once, not twice, but endlessly every morning when I rise, every night when I close my eyes, every moment my heart beats, it beats with your name carved into it. This is not duty. This is not sacrifice. This is love, raw, eternal, untamed. My baby, I decided it for you, because in the end, there was never any other decision to make. You were always the answer. Not because I was forced, not because circumstances cornered me, but because you are the one thing in this vast, complicated life that feels certain. I have lived surrounded by noisy councils, arguing over kingdoms, soldiers sharpening their blades for wars that never truly end, servants whispering about things they cannot change. Yet in all that chaos, when I think of you, silence settles in me, a silence so profound that I can finally hear my own heart beat, and it beats only for you. My baby, I decided it for you, because while the world taught me to be many things, prince, warrior, here it never taught me how to be whole. You did. I have known the kind of loneliness that comes, even when surrounded by 1,000 voices, the emptiness of being celebrated yet never understood. They all look at me and see a crown, a duty, a symbol. But you, when your eyes meet mine, you see a man, flawed and human, longing and vulnerable. And that is why this decision was never really a decision at all. It was destiny disguised as love, love disguised as breath, breath disguised as survival. My baby, I decided it for you, because without you, everything I am is incomplete, and with you, I am more than a prince, I am simply yours. The world may not understand. They may say I turned away from greatness, that I traded power for something fleeting. But what is power when it cannot warm me in the cold of night? What is greatness if I cannot share it with you? A crown may shine, but it cannot make me feel alive. A throne may stand tall, but it cannot teach me what love is. Only you could. And so I turned my back on what they call destiny, because to me, you are destiny. My baby, I decided it for you, Because if love is the only thing in this world worth risking everything for, then let them call me reckless, let them call me mad. I would rather be mad in love with you than sane without you. Sometimes I wonder if you truly realize the depth of this choice, how it has rewritten every part of me. I was taught to live for duty, to think with reason, to love nothing more than loyalty to a kingdom. But now, I live for you, I think with your smile in my mind, and I love nothing more than the way your existence makes my life feel worth living. Why, baby, I decided it for you, and in that decision, I have found freedom. Freedom from expectations. Freedom from fear. Freedom from a life that was never truly mine. So when the years stretch forward, and our story is written in whispers or forgotten in silence, let one truth remain unshaken, that I chose you endlessly, with a. And now that I stand on this path, I know there is no turning back. Every step I take forward, every breath I draw, every thought that passes through my mind, it carries your name. The weight of kingdoms no longer frightens me, the burden of expectations no longer crushes me, because my choice has anchored me. It wanted me to be a ruler shaped by duty, but I have become a man shaped by love. Why, baby, I decided it for you, and that decision has given me more strength than the armies of 1,000 nations could ever give. There are nights when I lie awake, staring into the darkness, replaying everything in my mind, the battles I fought, the victories I claimed, the responsibilities that chained me. And every time, the answer is the same: none of it matters compared to the thought of you. If I strip away the crown, if I leave behind the title, if I lose the wealth and the honor, I am still rich because I have you. Why, baby, I decided it for you, and in that decision, I found the one treasure that no one can steal. I know there will be storms ahead. I know there will be voices trying to tear us apart, hands that will try to pull me back into the life I abandoned, hearts filled with envy that will curse our love. But let them try. Let the world rage, let the skies break, let the earth tremble, it will not move. Why, love is not fragile, it is not uncertain, it is not passing. It is fire, it is steel, it is the unshakable truth that binds me to you. Why, baby, I decided it for you, and nothing, no crown, no army, no force in heaven or earth can unmake that choice. Sometimes I imagine the future, the life that awaits us when the noise fades, and it is just you and me. I see mornings where your smile is the first thing I wake to, nights where your hand rests in mine until sleep claims us, days where laughter fills the air instead of duty, and love is the only throne we sit upon. That is the life I chose, the dream I guard, the promise I breathe into every moment. Why, baby, I decided it for you, and I will spend the rest of my life proving that decision right. If history remembers me, let it not remember me as a prince, or a ruler, or warrior. Let it remember me simply as a man who loved you with such certainty that he gave away everything else. Why, baby, I decided it for you, and even if I lived 1,000 lives, even if I had endless choices, I would still make the same decision, again and again, until the stars themselves burn out. Every time I say it, it feels like more than words, it feels like a vow sealed in my very blood. When I stand in the halls of power, surrounded by men who only know the language of conquest and ambition, I carry your face in my mind, and suddenly all their schemes seem so small. They talk of borders, alliances, armies, but I think of you, and it feels greater than every map they lay before me. Why, baby, I decided it for you, because no empire, no kingdom, no throne could ever compare to the empire of love you have built inside me. There is a strange freedom in this decision. All my life, I was told freedom would come from victory, from expanding my rule, from bending others to my will. But that was a lie. True freedom is standing here, stripped of fear, unashamed of my devotion, and declaring to the world that I am yours. True freedom is knowing that even if the walls of my castle fall, and the crown slips from my head, I will still have everything, because I have you. Why, baby, I decided it for you, and in doing so, I have broken chains I didn't even realize I carried. I remember the nights when my heart felt like stone, when I would walk through endless celebrations, but feel no joy, when I would win battles, but taste no victory, when I would wear silk and gold, but feel nothing but emptiness. They called me blessed, but I was hollow. And then you came, not with grandeur, not with the weight of titles, but with something far stronger, a love that stripped away the hollowness and replaced it with life. You filled the silence with meaning, you filled the emptiness with warmth, and suddenly I understood, all those years were not wasted. They were only preparing me to recognize you when you arrived. Why, baby, I decided it for you, because you are the answer to every question my soul ever asked. Yes, there will be those who cannot accept it. There will be whispers that I abandoned duty, that I betrayed my crown, that I turned my back on destiny. But what is destiny if it does not lead me to you? What is duty if it demands I live a life where your absence haunts me? Let them whisper. Let them condemn. Let them say, I lost everything. They do not know that in losing their world, I gained mine. Why, baby, I decided it for you, and if that decision makes me a traitor to the life they built for me, then I will wear that title with pride. You know what I see when I look at you. I don't see fragility, I don't see uncertainty, see forever. A forever that stretches beyond palaces and crowns, beyond wars.